Please be advised that everything in my video is purely for entertainment purposes. These are purely my thoughts and opinions and are subjective. I must advise you to please do your own research. All media users found on the public domain and are fair use and fair dealings.
Hey everyone, a different sort of video from me today. I'm not actually showing my face. I had some bad news and I haven't been particularly feeling too great about it. Those of you that follow me on Twitter know. Don't really want to talk about it, but it just made me very sad. I didn't sleep well. I haven't brushed my hair today. I'm wearing 20-year-old pajamas, no makeup on, and I just didn't really want to frighten you all. I'm going to be doing a video tomorrow covering obviously the pregnancy announcement, and I will be back and I'll be better in a my normal sort of cheery disposition. So today I'm just I'm just watching Disney films and just stuff that makes me happy. But this one particular story has irritated me. So there's me trying not to do anything, but at the same time, it's better to do something because it takes your mind off stuff. So obviously the Valentine's Day pregnancy announcement came out, which I will be covering tomorrow. The pose, which just looked like the ending to Notting Hill to me. We can't say that Meghan doesn't get her ideas from films and TV shows and books, but anyway, I'll come to that one tomorrow. So just when Justice Warby has ruled that Meghan has a reasonable right to privacy, we have had the news that Meghan and Harry are going to be doing a 90-minute special interview with Oprah. We all knew it was coming. We all knew that it was going to happen at some point. I didn't expect them to do it before Megxit was finalised, but perhaps they know something that we don't. Perhaps they know that they're basically being booted out or whatever. I've read a few tweets from people where they've said they're surprised that Netflix have allowed them to do this, but it does add fuel to the fire that perhaps Netflix has dropped them. I really don't know at this point. It was pretty obvious that at some point, especially after Finding Freedom, that Meghan was going to do a tell-all sofa interview, despite Harry and Meghan and their PR team and people saying, no, they would never do that. Harry would never embarrass his family like that. I was expecting it more if they divorced and then Meghan did a big tell-all, so this has come as a little bit of shock, but Harry's going to be involved. I can't help but wonder if Justice Warby did pick up the newspaper a couple of days later and saw this and thought, oh yeah, no, I've definitely been markled, I've made a mistake. Who knows what's going to come from that? A&L are talking about that they are going to appeal, but I literally have got no idea. I still cannot believe the ruling that happened with that part of the case. So the interview with Oprah is reportedly going to be a whole 90 minutes and nothing is off limits. I don't believe that because I'd imagine that it would have been pre-recorded, edited. It's going to be certain questions, leading questions that are going to be, I'd imagine, in a very favourable one-sided sort of light. Royal sources have said that there is definitely now no way for Harry and Meghan to come back into the royal fold. I would have thought that they had done enough already for that to actually be the case, especially getting into bed with US politics. But at least now that they're saying there is definitely no way back. But I just, after what happened with Justice Warby, I'm still not sure that the Queen is definitely going to strip the titles. But this interview, again, this is why I find it surprising that they did it this side of Megxit, should finally be the nail in the coffin. The source said that it wouldn't just be Harry losing his military appointments, it would be his patronages as well, and the same for Meghan. But to be honest, I don't think that they deserve any connections to any patronages of the UK. They didn't really work for them, they didn't really do anything for them, and then they just skipped town. I mean, the National Theatre didn't even know that she was leaving. And I'll never forgive Harry, who's the rugby patron of the football union, and he tried to get the main song banned due to its links to racism, and it's ridiculous. Swing Low, Swing Chariot is an amazing, wonderful song that has been part of rugby for many years. It's just ridiculous. The boy's an idiot. The only thing that they've really used their, some of their patronages for is for extra newspaper coverage. They have, promoted themselves. They don't have their own personal social media accounts, but every post that we've seen, they actually get the charity to post on their behalf. So they are still using social media, they're just not actually doing it themselves. Now, the bit that actually got my blood boiling and the reason why I decided to do this video is because Harry and Meghan are going out of their way to step on the toes of the royal family. They're not secret about it. They did it when they were part of the royal family, and they've definitely done it since they've left the royal family, which makes me believe, like I've said in many other videos, that I don't think they left quite as willingly as they've made out, because they have kicked up such a stink. Just off the top of my head, I remember them deliberately ruining Catherine's birthday celebrations. I mean, they could have waited a day after Catherine's birthday, but no, they decided to announce Megxit actually on her birthday. Then this year, they decided to release a story saying that they were staying off social media. Yeah, so I'll believe that when I see it. Then we had Catherine and William's 3-day tour when they went to Pakistan. They were explicitly told, Harry and Meghan were explicitly told to not outshine or to do anything. We knew that they had filmed that documentary in South Africa, but what did they do? They released trailers or adverts for it whilst they were away in Pakistan. It's not accidental. It's never been accidental. It was the same as when Meghan, she released unseen pictures. She keeps a little bit of a backlog of pictures that she doesn't release at the time of her seeing one of her patronages. And she released, what was it, the National Theatre ones, the day that Camilla was doing her domestic violence speech. And Camilla was reportedly furious, as were obviously palace officials. She does this. Harry and Meghan are both part of this. And then, of course, with the laying of the wreaths at the LA cemetery, I mean, that's a whole different ballgame. And then, of course, one of the biggest ones that she did very early on was she announced her pregnancy at Eugenie's wedding. That, to me, still is one of the most disgusting, insensitive things that they ever did. It was completely selfish, very, very wrong, and funny enough, well, I'll talk about it tomorrow in the next video to do with their pregnancy, but it's almost like she's got an issue with Eugenie. So I know that they've done a lot more things of that, but they were the things that came to the top of my head. So now we have this huge 90-minute Oprah interview, which is obviously, it's going to be watched by many, many people. People that want to watch it because they love them. People that want to watch it just because it's like car crash TV. And then obviously you've got people like me that are probably going to watch it just so I can report on it and do a few videos about it. A handy tip from me, however, is because I cannot handle Meghan's voice, is I actually watch anything with her on silent and I put the captions on. Sometimes it actually works out better because you can really see when she's overacting because you can't hear the voice with it. I highly recommend that for any of you that might want to watch it but just cannot handle listening to her. But the reason why I got a bee in my bonnet over this is not because of them doing a 90-minute interview with Oprah. I couldn't care less. It's the fact that it has been pre-recorded and they are releasing it, obviously in the US, on the 7th of March. So by the time it actually comes round to, you know, being released in the UK and all of our newspapers and UK media, due to the time difference, start reporting on it all, it will be the 8th of March. Now, what is happening on the 8th of March 2021? I'll give you a little clue. Yes, the Commonwealth Service. The Commonwealth Service last year, where Meghan wore green just to stand out, where she hugged people despite being told, because of obviously the worldwide bug, not to do it. Where Harry marched round with a face like a slapped arse, like he was going to have a punch-up with someone. So bearing in mind that they are the president and vice president of the Queens Commonwealth Trust. How utterly disrespectful, not just to the Queen, not just to the royal family, but for all of the Commonwealth leaders that are going to be attending that service. That normally covers days of newspaper coverage, we have performances, but because they are deliberately, and I will say deliberately, releasing it on the 7th, we know that a lot of the coverage is going to be talking about all to do with them. Do I think it's deliberate? Yes, I do. I think it is the ultimate middle finger to the royal family, and I really, really hope that our media, especially the newspapers that Harry and Meghan now refuse to speak to, do not cover their interview. Maybe give them a tiny, tiny little segment at the bottom, but actually refuse to cover it. Maybe leave it 2 or 3 days and then talk about it, because that's the right thing to do. They left the royal family. The Commonwealth Service is a huge, huge event. Harry and Meghan are supposed to be wanting to hang on to their positions for the Commonwealth, and yet they're going to pull this stunt. I think it's absolutely disgusting, completely selfish, self-absorbed, and as I said, completely on purpose. So that's my little rant over. I will be back with you guys tomorrow. Please tell me what you think on this latest round of news. As I said, I will be doing the pregnancy one tomorrow, so I will see you very, very soon. Take care for now. Bye.
If you like my video, please remember to like and subscribe. Please, angry typists, you will be blocked, so save your fingers the time. If you would like to buy me a coffee, please go to my About page and click the link. Love, Taz.